Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So today's video is going to be showing you how I plan our year and how I decide on what days we're going to school, what days we're not going to school. And yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoy this video, get something out of it. Let me know how you guys like to plan, what you guys like to use. So if you guys are interested in hearing my little planning process, just go ahead and keep on watching. I just realized today that it's going to be our 5th year homeschooling. I thought it was going to be like our 4th year, but it's our 5th year homeschooling. So the way I like to start out a new school year is to print out a calendar that looks like this. So I literally just screenshot the calendar on my computer, you know, when you open your calendar on your Mac. So I did that. This is the nice version. So I print one out to be as my sloppy copy. You guys remember that from school? So I use a pencil and I mark the weeks. I'll be like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I do a 6 weeks on, 1 week off schedule. So again, you can structure that for however you want. You can do 2 months straight, 2 weeks off, what have you. So this is how we ended up doing it last year. We're still doing it the same way this year, but there are definitely some modifications depending on the weather for us, on vacations or any special events. So this year, for example, my husband graduated in May and we ended up and we didn't know what was his graduation date a year ago, you know. So we had to, you know, plan for that a couple months before, and we ended up taking that whole week off because we got an Airbnb and all that stuff. So stuff like that will happen, will come up. So what I like to do is to make our schedule a little bit tighter, school a little bit more, or plan to school a little bit more than I probably am going to. So that way it leaves a little bit of room for sick days and unplanned events. Also, like I said in the beginning, weather. So for the summer, we don't do like a big break in the summer because we live in southern Arizona and it's very hot here in the summer. So unless we're swimming, which we don't have a pool, we are inside. So we might as well school. So we still continue our schooling through June. We'll finish next week, which is the 2nd week of July. It's the first full week of July, and then after that we will be off for the rest of July, which is 3 weeks off, and then we will start school the first week of August. So that's how it worked out for us this year. Last year we started the last week of July. The way that I structured it, I think we had more time off in June last year. So yeah, and that's just me. I just like to be able to see the whole year, see whatever, you know, we're doing or not doing. And obviously I have my other calendar. My husband is there. We kind of talk about the year month by month and, you know, really make decisions on what weeks we'll school and we won't school. And again, that's also like schooling is whatever you want it to be. So for me, I still count that we did school if the kids do morning work and then let's say something happened and we didn't do school like we planned, because they do morning work in the morning when they wake up, and then we don't have school till 10. So if it's like 10 and I'm like, oh yeah, I had a doctor's appointment, or oh, we have to go to the bank, or oh, we need to return these library books, or oh, you know, like anything can happen. And let's say the day just gets away from us and we don't school, I still count that as a school day because they still had some school in there. And then I try to be a little bit more mindful the next day or whatever about what we're doing, maybe catch up, do an extra page of math, something like that. So again, that's just me though, you know. So depending on your curriculum and how much you want to get done, you'll make it your own, you know. But definitely start out with a whole year calendar, decide what we're going to do. We also school 4 days a week. So sometimes that week, you know, that we planned to school, we only did 3 days that week. So that's fine. And then also, I remember last year I was Googling like, how many days should we be schooling, you know, kind of thing. And I think this public school system is like 180 days for the year in Arizona. So this year, so last year I Googled it before I started doing my calendar, right? So then I was like, okay, like blah, 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 if I do this many, you know, I was trying to get close to that 180. So this year I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do my version, see how many days I end up with if I just have my perfect like schedule, like my perfect breakdown, you know, of the weeks we're going to school. And I ended up with 172 school days. So I was like, wow, patted myself on the back for that one. So I was like, okay, that's how it'll stay. Like, I'm not worried about it being exactly 180 days or anything like that. So also, you know, when you homeschool, I feel like most homeschool families, you are always homeschooling. Like, your kids are always home. So even if you're not doing formal sitting down school, you're still teaching them life skills. You're teaching them how to cook something, or teaching them how to take care of plants, or how to clean something, or how to take care of themselves, or how to do certain things. So those are things that I also have to remind myself, like, we're always answering their questions. We're always opening books, even if it's not a school day, you know? So again, don't be too hard on yourself if you're not schooling exactly on schedule on all these days of the year. Also, some people might want to follow the public school schedule. You can also do that. Go on the website and get the schedule on there. And then for summer, like I said, we're only going to do 3 weeks off of school before we start school again. And then we're going to have pretty much the whole month of December off. Because here it's nice. It's cold. Like, to us, it's cold, but you know, we can go out for walks. We can go take them to the park, and we don't have to be on like, what's the temperature outside? Like right now it's 102. The high today was 106. The low today was 64 this morning because it was raining a little. It's like monsoon season too, so the weather's weird. Okay, so as far as when you actually start planning, so there are different ways you can plan for sure. I've seen people do bullet journaling. So that's where you kind of just write math, and then you'll write, you know, there's 100 lessons. So you kind of outline 100 squares, and you can just color them in as you finish the lessons. You can, you know, just have your section where you're writing in as you're going, and you're not pre-planning, you're like post-planning. Once you finish something, you just write it down and, you know, document it. You can also just do a traditional planner. So I actually picked up 2 planners this year because I thought they were both cool, but I'm using the A+ planner. I'll show you guys here, and I started planning in there already, and I really like it. I like that it's a homeschool planner, so that you have sections for things a regular planner doesn't have. So I made it my own. I moved some things around because it was Monday through Friday. We only school 4 days, so it gave me more room to play with, you know. So I do use a regular planner. I plan 6 weeks at a time. So I'm gonna fully plan our 6 weeks before the school year starts. Then when the school year starts, I make time in my morning routine or in my afternoon block to do a little bit of planning for the 6 weeks that will come after, like, this 6 weeks, if that makes sense. So I'm just planning a little bit every couple days, and then once we have our 1 week break after the 6 weeks are up, I will finish up whatever I didn't get to, and then that's when I'll actually get the books out and the craft stuff and make sure I have everything for the 6 weeks. I will put it in a designated area so that way I'm not scrambling for it, I'm not looking for it. That just takes up more time. So I like to, you know, have everything ready to go. So that's digestible for me to do things 6 weeks at a time, not like a whole semester. I used to try to do that, you know, or like a whole 2 months or half of the semester or whatever. So it definitely works for me. I love doing it this way. And then also I have Spanish that I'm also incorporating. And then I have math, language arts, and our geography, 50 states. We're rolling it over to this new year. So the Torchlight is everything else. Some literature, poetry, science, history, geography, other geography that they incorporate, and like social studies. And then I think that's it. So it's nice because I just have the Torchlight, and they have it planned out there for me, and I'm just going to be doing what they want me to do, not, you know, trying to change much. you know, for at least the first 6 weeks, seeing what works, what doesn't, if we need to take something out or whatever. So I just will go through, I'll write all the details, maybe the book we're using, the page, any questions they might, you know, want me to ask, anything like that, any details that I might need. That's what I write in my planner. I just want it to be in one place. And then I also write the materials that I'm gonna need for that week and the books and stuff on the side and all that. So again, make it work for you, make it as easy as possible for yourself. And then also another tip, if you don't wanna get a whole planner and everything, you can just do a notebook, write your kid's name at the top, and then write all the subjects you're going to be teaching them. Again, you don't have to do all the subjects every day. You can do science 2 days a week, geography 1 day, history another day, math 3 days, language arts 4 days, whatever you want to do, you know. So figure that out. You can also look at how many lessons you have and then how many days you're schooling, and then seeing, you know, how much wiggle room you have to miss. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of how you can homeschool. Definitely do more laid back, like notebook, writing things in as you go. If you definitely need to pre-plan, I would definitely suggest a homeschool planner. And if you want to be a little more creative, or if maybe you already bullet journal, probably a bullet journal might work for you. Also, iPads. I love my iPad. I do use it to plan. I have used it in the past. I kind of go back and forth from using my planner to using my iPad, but the iPad is definitely more of a learning tool. We look things up, we watch videos, we play music on there. We have apps on there that we use. So we definitely utilize the iPad more than just for planning. And like I said, I plan for 6 weeks at a time. So I definitely suggest doing that. Not the 6 weeks if you don't want to, but definitely giving yourself a time frame that you're going to plan for, because a whole year or whole 9 months or 10 months or 4 months or whatever, it seems like a lot. So I would definitely do like a month at a time. I tried to do a month, like 4 weeks on and then 1 week off. It was too fast. I didn't have enough time. So the 6 weeks is just perfect. So yeah, whatever you decide to do, definitely give yourself a little time frame to plan for, and then, you know, go from there, because it can definitely be overwhelming. And the last thing is, don't stress too much about it. You're going to do great. Your intentions are there, and that's all that matters. So definitely choose things that are going to alleviate stress and not give you more work or cause more stress, you know. Don't forget to incorporate life skills into your planning. I don't plan for that, but I want to start maybe having just a list of things that I want to, of like goals that I want to teach the kids, show the kids. So I'm gonna be doing that. It's not gonna be anything that I'm gonna be formally doing, but it's gonna be more of an intentions list of things that I want to show them or teach them. And yeah, I'm just excited for this new school year. I'm ready for a little bit of change in our curriculum. I'm excited for the break too. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited for the 3 weeks off. Oh, and plan field trips. This is something that I'm very bad at doing. My husband was in school the past 3 years, so it's been really hard to like pre-plan things, because, you know, I never knew if he was gonna have time. I'm not the biggest fan of taking my kids out by myself, so I don't usually do that. I don't like driving. So yeah, this year though, he told me to. He's like, oh, we need to plan more field trips, we need to plan more things to do, and I'm like, yay. So we're definitely gonna be doing that. And currently we don't do any co-ops. We're not in a very big area. I mean, I could commute, but I just, again, you know, the driving and then I have a toddler, so we're not doing co-ops right now. So obviously that would be something that you guys would need to, you know, think about and also plan for if that's something that you want to do. So yeah, so plan for that if that's something that you're going to be doing. And again, looking on Facebook groups and forums and stuff. And most importantly, take into account what your kids might want to do. Maybe what their interests are, if they're into dinosaurs, or what they ask questions about, what they're interested in, what things they enjoy, because it will make schooling a lot more fun for everyone. Hey, that rhymed. good for me. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like our videos. That really helps our channel. We're Homeschool Homies on Instagram and TikTok as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys in our next video. Bye.